We've got 20 minutes left in the trading day. For more on today's sell-off, about 2% lower here on the S&P 500. Let's bring in Jeff Kleintop. He's Charles Schwab's Global Chief Investment Strategist. Jeff, what are you guys telling your clients to do today at Schwab?
I think today it's another sign of this battle between COVID and earnings. I think the key right now is to stay put. Don't make any radical changes here. We're ahead of an election. We're ahead of maybe a vaccine. I'm not sure when that's coming, but certainly taking a look at this maybe difficult climb in the markets, in earnings and overall prospects for the economy, I think it's still on the upswing. And so while it may take some months, I don't think this is a day to make any major changes.
You've been looking at the energy sector, is that right, Jeff? And what it tells you, not just about that sector, but about the election and what's priced into the market.
The energy sector is probably the biggest place where we see a difference between the prospects for a Biden and a Trump presidency. The market's confidence in a blue wave election outcome that would raise the odds of a sizable stimulus package may be fading. One way you can see that is that gap between alternative energy stocks, which have done phenomenally well, and traditional energy stocks, which have lagged. There's now an 80 percentage point gap between alternative energy and traditional energy stocks over the course of the last 3 months. But that gap has narrowed in recent days, suggesting investors are rethinking their prospects for a blue wave election outcome, and along with that, prospects for a large stimulus package.
So you're saying you think the race is tightening, given what's happening with energy stocks. How, as an investor, do you prepare for the next few weeks with some of these races being really close, whether it's the Senate or for the presidency?
Well, I think you've got to focus on the longer term. I think in the near term, we've got obviously a lot of factors affecting the markets. We're in the middle of earnings season. We're certainly seeing the COVID case counts rise every day. And with the election, I think you've got to have an investment plan that goes beyond that. I think as we look out to the next year, I think what we're seeing is an emergence of international stocks outperforming. And this is important because most domestic investors probably have an overconcentration in U.S. equities, and in particular the FANG stocks. They may not be the leaders in the next cycle. We know the leaders of one cycle are almost never the leaders of the next cycle. We're starting to see better performance, in fact, outperformance on an equal weighted basis by international stocks this year. That's a trend that could continue next year and something investors should be refocusing their portfolios towards.
Albeit, I guess that doesn't apply, Jeff, to European stocks, which are suffering of late and year to date as well. Do you think that if the U.S. does not follow Europe's course with more economic lockdown measures, that U.S. is a buy on days like today when cases rising is influencing the pullback?
It's not that easy, unfortunately. You know, if we thought that just rising cases mean more lockdowns and worse market performance, that would be easy. But take a look at what happened earlier this year when Europe and Asia, China in particular, shut down their economy very aggressively compared to the U.S., yet their markets actually performed a bit better. So I think it's the effectiveness of those lockdowns that we'll need to assess. We've got a breakout in 46 states in the U.S. While we're certainly seeing breakouts elsewhere. Those actions, we'll see how successful they are. Ireland's just starting a 6-week national lockdown. Israel implemented a 4-week national lockdown. It seemed very, very successful in containing the outbreak. So we may actually see markets respond better to the fact that they're past that outbreak than those economies that have taken less action.
Jeff Kleintop, good to check in with you. Thank you.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.